Hello, this is Jared, and welcome to my cold series, playing a Frosty Planet pack on a really nice asteroid on the Ceres minor cluster. But on the challenge side of things, everything's maxed out, including ravenous dupes. But that's not all. First rule, no dupes with frost-proof traits. The other rule is never building or using ice liquefier or wood heater. This is going to be an insane challenge. Enjoy! Welcome to episode 7. This is going to be a very special episode. On the surface, things look pretty good. We're setting up this oxygen filtration system so we can get some gas mask and start to explore further away. And we're able to produce our own water by heating up liquid down here. And we've been able to turn that into lots of oxygen and lots of food. It's 36,000 calories and growing. We've got an incubator to get the carnivore achievement and just do a get off it. Our micro musher. We've got a hydrogen generator in a power plant with a good amount of hydrogen. But when you look a little bit deeper, we've got some problems. Let me take you through a few. First of all, we've got starving behemoths. The reason for that, if you look at what the game gives you, these guys eat 44% of the plants a cycle. This plant takes 9 cycles to grow, actually 4 times that with a wild format, which I've got right now. So I figure I need about 16 of these to support one of these behemoths. And that's just not happening. So I need to go back and put less of them in there if I don't want to lose these guys. The other thing is that and this is actually quite nice, they eat both the plants and the output of the plant, the plume squash. I really didn't need to have these stables far away. Actually, they're not like that far away, but I definitely could have brought them in closer. I'm just having wasted labor, having Rancher go back and forth in a carbon dioxide area nonetheless. So there's that. Now, the fact that I'm going to be probably putting less of these guys in stables means I probably should have an alternate source of food. I should have had a flocks stable together by now. The other thing, and this is thanks to Cedric, I also should have been taking advantage of the spigot seals. I see they release tallow, and tallow produces meat, or at least it enhances meat. I can take meat, and I can take that and get more meat than I can just creating barbecue meat. Wow. Okay, that is something. There is one other thing that probably caused me a bit of pain. I got here in the end. But if I had been producing my water over here where there's this natural heat, it would have been much easier for me. So I'm going to go back and make several changes, and by the time I get to cycle 41, I think we'll see a base that is much better off. Are you ready? Let's go and do this. I'm back at the very beginning. We've got scientist, miner, and rancher. And the first priority is going to be the same. Let's get at this coat rack. And then we'll get up to some lockers that are up there. Of course, wood heater. We're not going to be using that, so we'll destroy that. We'll watch these guys progress up, making sure we visit a little bit of oxylite on the way. Just watching the schedule, I want to put 2 dupes per schedule. So I'm going to throw a scientist up here in just a moment. Getting close to taking out the wood heater. And the moment we've got that warm coat available, I'm going to give that to miner. Someone wants to look inside there. Oh, rummage. Alright, so that's going to miner. Excellent. And then we'll continue up. I'm going to keep everyone close together until everyone has warm coats from those lockers. And then we'll regroup and set up a barracks and a latrine down here. Oh, another tile. We got to get out. There we go. Let's keep everyone together. Miner, I'm going to get you to come up here. Scientist, continue up this way. Alright, it's like herding cats. Let's ignore that for now. Actually, miner, I guess, technically doesn't matter. But yeah, I'll get them to help open the doors. Hold on, Rancher. Things are about to get a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to click rummage here on these 4. And then we're going to get everyone up there to open that up. Scientists head up there. There we go. So we've got... Okay, we're not... No! No! Okay. We don't have warm coats for everyone. Oh. Okay, give me a minute. So the RNG gods have decided not to be nice to me today. Anytime I've ever opened these 4 lockers on this frozen world, I've either got 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Last time I played, I've got 4. Normally I got 3. I never really considered the possibility of only getting 1 warm coat. I thought, okay, maybe if I had 2, what would I do? But 1? I could potentially reload. But you know what? The game's throwing me a curveball, and I'm just going to respond in kind. So I've got a new plan now. First of all, obviously, we got to give this warm coat out to someone. That's going to be Rancher. And, well, I mean, I might as well give Scientist a snazzy suit. Since it's sitting there, it's not going to help them stay warm. But my plan is let's get up here to this teleporter. And we'll send 1 dupe, that's Scientist, up there since they don't have a warm suit. Oh, I have to dig that out. Do a little bit of extra digging along the way. The other 2 dupes, in the moment we're able to send Scientists off, they'll hopefully have time to be able to set up a barracks. The latrine will be bonus, but certainly an outhouse would be very nice to have. Alright, it is a little bit of a difficult build because lack of oxygen up here. But trust me, we do not want to have Scientists stick around. They're just going to freeze, get really slow. So now that we've got this just about accessible, Scientist is up in the area. I'm going to take a moment to make a plan to make a barracks and a latrine down here, and then we'll send Scientist off on this journey. So here's the plan. We're going to send Scientist in here, and Miner and Rancher are going to go set up a barracks and a latrine. Just because we're at the end of the cycle or getting towards it, I'm going to focus on making sure we get an outhouse and at least 2 cots. Anything extra will be a bonus, so I'm going to click on this. Set destination. Yes, we're going to this new world. You can just see the surface, but we'll be going to the actual inside of it pretty soon. Scientists doing the exploration. And I'm going to do it. Let's teleport them with their snazzy suit. Now, they also will need both a cot and a latrine, but how about, let's see, 13,000 calories. I suspect we're going to be able to get a good amount of calories from buried objects. And Scientists would probably like having a friend. So we're going to go over here. Yes, they're cold, but trust me, you're going to warm up. Ah, well, I hope so. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, 21 degrees. In a wide area. A little bit extra warmth up here even. So Scientists should get along pretty well right here. I'm just going to take a save here, because we're going to open this guy, and if I don't like them, we'll print someone new. And I should just check on these guys that they're making their way down. They seem to be good. So let's see who we're going to get. Alright, Lindsay. Let's have a look. They are someone interested in doctoring. That's probably not going to be useful for me, so I'm going to do a reload to get a different dupe. Scientist has woken up this dupe. They think their name is Marie, but Scientist explains no, they've got amnesia. They are engineer. They are interested in farming, operating, and supply. And right now, we don't have any material to build anything. Two things I want to get is caught for both of these guys. Actually, let's make sure we get engineer in a schedule here. So they've got a full day's work ahead of themselves. I see some dirt here, sedimentary rock. Why don't we take that out? And engineer is thawed. They're excited, a little bit of celebration. So I'm going to build an outhouse right there. Let's make a cot. Like the stargazer cot. Let's put one there. Put another one right there. Take this area out a little bit. That'll make it a barracks. Focus on getting this together and the cot, at least one cot, because let's check our schedule. I want to make sure if we can avoid it, to avoid scientists sleeping on the ground. Oh yeah, I think we'll be fine. Though the cold may have drained their energy is the only thing, but they're getting towards their special cot. We need some dirt. That needs to be thrown in an outhouse. Awesome. Okay, so we've got an outhouse available. Got one cot. Start exploring in each direction. There is a cot for each of those guys. Okay, let's flip over here. We've got a cot over here. Let's change the priority for miner. They're gonna dig like crazy. I'd rather have them build their cot. Rancher coming. Oh, where's Rancher going? What? Supply and construct. Oh. I made something. I made that out of igneous rock. Okay, no. I want to make that out of wood. Local material. Oops. Save that trip. Let's get them to come back down. Oh, they probably will anyway. We'll make at least one of those cots high priority. Where? Okay, you're still going up there. It's not for that material. Oh, granite. Ugh. Okay. Let's also make that wood. Did that change things? There we are. Picking up some wood because they're next to it. And I'll make a plan now that we've got these guys set up to decide where my ladder goes up and down. And just make sure that these guys have an outhouse by the time they need to use the washroom. Rancher building the outhouse. It's going to be an essential thing over here. And we've got another cot we've got to get built. And we are starting cycle 2. So for the dupes over here, I'm thinking let's get a research station together. Power generation and oxygen diffuser since we've got algae here. Can continue exploring both directions as well. That's going to give us some food. Outhouse has been available now. Let's see, let's make this cot. Hold on, where's the schedule? Just going to change this by 1. We need that bed or cot made. Rancher, I'm just going to bump you as much as would be nice to have that. That can be done later on. Pick up some wood. There we are. All right. And I'm going to go to their schedule. We can actually set that back. As long as they get in their cot, they'll be resting. Okay, so these guys have made a barracks. And they've got an outhouse that's going to become a latrine pretty soon. So I've got to get a plan. I think the next thing is to get over here to the saltwater geyser. And these guys have a plan here to get a research station together. Along with oxygen production. And scientists also taking a nap. On cycle 2, we've got Rancher over here, getting down to this direction. It's opening up that saltwater geyser. And I think... Yep, we've got a latrine. So we've got with a barracks and a latrine. We'll be opening up a path to this saltwater geyser. I don't necessarily need to get to it. I just want it to be visible so it can start spewing some nice warm liquid. Try to go around this little plant here. Oh, looks like everyone is hungry. Probably scientist as well. Where is scientist? Yep, 3 of them eating at the same time. Engineer continuing on with some work here. I think we can put in the manual generator. And the first thing I'm going to research, once we've got some power there and engineer is done with their food. Normally it'd be the supercomputer, but it's actually the mini printing pod I want to get. I want to build that over here. Probably build that down this direction. My thinking is, let's see, when are we going to get the next stoop? 1.2 cycles. I don't want them to arrive here. We don't have any warm coats. But if we get that mini printing pod built and activate it, we can get that dupe over in this world. So there's a manual generator going in. Check over here. There is our saltwater geyser. I'm going to get close to it, but because I don't actually need to get access to it at the moment, I don't want that hydrogen to go in. Make a plan for these guys now that they're there. I guess we'll start off. Let's see, make this 64, put in a door right here so we get our barracks back because we no longer have that. A little bit concerned about the amount of carbon dioxide. So how about we put in a snow tile right here. We'll get this little pathway down like this. Because I don't want that going towards the barracks. Checking on these guys. Some power should be being produced, yes. And we should see scientists picking up some algae. Yeah, that's oxygen production. Oh, hold on. I didn't have enough metal at the time to make it, but there we are. We need to get that built so we can actually start our research project. Scientists grabbing that for us. 1, 2 wires built. Now we need to find some dirt. Engineer down. Okay, scientists grabbing that dirt and starting our research project. Fantastic. Rancher Miner has gotten this close to the saltwater geyser. I'm getting them to build a ladder to go up and down. They need a little bit of extra food, so we've got buried objects. So if we get that ladder, we'll be able to explore. Share berry right here. They've opened up this path. It's going to help carbon dioxide to get down. Let's actually put in a second door so we can make this barracks a little bit taller. Maybe it would be good to open this up just a little bit more too. Over on this asteroid, I've chosen this location to get a ladder. That's going to be essentially the center of the base. Large reason is there's a water source down here, and I want to set up a kitchen research station close to that pitcher pump that has some lovely water sitting in it. Maybe, actually, didn't think about this, but we could get this water that's in here to fill up in this zone. Do that before we get to the bottom. But let's also make sure we've got some buried objects explored, because these dupes are ravenous, eating 4,000 calories per asteroid. Oh, hold on. I want to be careful that we don't have snow falling on the cots. So we'll do this. It's the start of cycle 3. And it's going to be 0.6 cycles to the next stoop arrives. Research is close to having the mini printing pod. That's going right there. So focusing on getting that dug out. Thank you, engineer. And scientist doing the last little bit of the research for that. And other than that, we're just building a ladder, going up and down and exploring a bit. Focusing on making sure that this next dupe has a spot over here. In fact, the other thing that we can do is make another... Actually, let's make sure they've got another cot. Put that right there. 0.4 cycles. These guys are taking a snooze. They can dig this out now that they know snow's not going to fall on them. Scientist taking a break to eat. Engineer making sure we've got full batteries and dirt inside the research station. And I guess scientist is going to take a little snooze. 0.3 cycles. I mean, worst case, if this is ready to go, we can just wait. Other than that, we'll start building a path down towards this pitcher pump. Knock these 2 tiles out when we get there. And scientist finishing that research project. Check over here, 0.2 cycles. So we not only have to research it, but we also have to build it. Okay, let's pause for a second. Oh, it's over here. Mini pod. Make that out of sandstone. I'm going to put that there. I eventually plan to put industrial equipment right there, so just leaving a bit of space for that. Let's make that the priority. Scientists picking up some sandstone. They're excited. Good job. So that's being built. Oh, you guys are stuck. Let's have you go explore this direction and continue building a ladder up. So the moment this is done and activate it, we'll be ready to go. Okay, scientist. There we go. Excellent. I'm going to get them to research an electrolyzer so we can start making oxygen from water instead of algae. Because I want to send some of this algae over to the other world at some point. There we are. Just less than a minute to spare. Let's get on that research project for electrolyzer. But it's not just, actually, it's probably not so much the algae, it's also the production of hydrogen that I'm most excited about. So we'll be taking our next dupe right from here. Most likely have to do a reload, but that's alright. Who do we have available? Okay, not going to take any of these. I will do a reload to get a new dupe. So the dupe we're printing from the mini pod is Chef. I want someone that is very strong at cooking so that we can work towards the locavore achievements. But of course, we've got to keep them away from machinery and out of the laboratory. That's completely fine. They can stay in the kitchen most of the time. And I had second thoughts about dumping this water down here because that's going to make this area wet. I want this area built and available as soon as possible so we can start producing our own food. We also need to dig out, looking for some buried objects. We'll open up this area down here just so we get carbon dioxide place to flow out. Checking out these guys, a little bit of oxyolite we can open up there. That might be nice. More buried objects for these guys. It's a bit of a difficult build down here with lots of carbon dioxide. How about we focus engineer on that little tile? There we go. It's at least going to give us some oxygen for you to work in. Some muckroot down there. Let's also dig some sand from above, rather than have it let it fall on us. It's the start of cycle 4. Saltwater geyser is emitting some warm liquid, and we're now going down. Got some buried objects we can grab along the way. And we're going to get some oxylite here. Also want to dig out some igneous rock. I'm going to change this from wood to igneous rock once we get that. And these guys have nearly reached the pitcher pump. Awesome. So we're going to make a plan here so that we can produce our own food. Probably we want to continue doing some digging, but having this available is really nice to know. Also want to make sure that we just give this a little bit of time for oxygen to flow up here. So maybe we'll start to open this up a bit. Overall, I would say this asteroid is quite nice, very comfortable temperatures, but I do see a few problems. A little bit of heat here. I think that is just these individual tiles that come from the oil biome. They're separated by abyssalite, so I'm not worried about that. But over here, I see diamond and iron ore. There is no abyssalite separating this, so over time, this is going to get warm. So we're going to get down here and create some vacuum tiles to deal with that. Chef starting that project for us. These guys finding time for lunch. Now we'll keep digging down. So as we get further and further down, the dupes are going to have to hold their breath. So what I'm going to do is cut out some oxylite. Dump some of that down just to make it a little bit easier to breathe. Let's pick this up, send that down here. Do the same with that. Do that high priority. So there we are. We've got some oxylite. As we're getting closer. Oh, there's our first hatch. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, actually, we just need I was worried about how long this was going to go. Oh. There's more over here. Maybe I don't think... We'll have to come back to this later. There's not enough time, but we'll do just this one. As we get further down, as long as the oxylite here is left, it may not get that further down along that path. These guys done lunch. So I'm going to stop building out of wood at this point. These guys are going to carve out some igneous rock for us. There, and with that igneous rock, we can continue going down. In fact, maybe we do igneous rock out of this as well. Be careful that they don't get stuck, though. Once this ladder is built, let's start on that one. Okay, let's go over here. Let's take this, move that down here. Well, maybe there's no point. I think cancel that. I think scientists can just dig there. One more. Alright, so we've got our vacuum protection from getting this area any hotter. This is 50 degrees, but it should cool down from there. Fortunately, we have some water to protect. I didn't see that last time. That's unfortunate. Okay, I have to strategize. So after considering it for a while, I decide we're going to leave this area for now. We're going to still want to seal it up. That's going to be later. There's just higher priorities. Food being at the top of the list. We're also going to aim to build a laboratory. So I'm going to get basic decoration here, interior decor, so I can get a ceiling light. And we're going to get micro mushers together. Chef is here, so we better take advantage of their cooking ability. And if I want to get more dupes, there's going to be another one here, 1.9 cycles. We better have a mechanism to produce our own food. So scientist working there. I've got a miner carving out some more igneous rock. Just to make it so that we don't have to go all the way up here to collect some wood. As we continue to dig down. We'll get down to here until we reach granite. Miner doesn't have the ability to go through that yet. Also dig along the side, so we get a place for carbon dioxide to go into. 13,000 calories for these guys. And over here we've got 3 dupes, so they're consuming more food. But they're at 13,000. So kind of tied. Food. Ability. We'll get out some buried objects as we go. Trying to keep all the work close together so the dupes don't have to go up and down. Oh, a little bit of oxy-light. We'll get a path towards that. The other thing, I want to get up here too. Maybe this should be the higher priority. Build a little tile right there. We'll dig up. We got some shareberry. And I'm going to be doing some harvesting. Speaking of which, okay, just at the start of cycle 6, I thought of one thing. I don't want pike apple to be eaten by flocks. So how about we put pike apple and even plum squash in this container. Miner was heading up to work in this area. I guess they're going to take a nap. And then, oh, they both are ready for sleep. That's fine. Checking over here, we've got some doors. Let's get those opened up. I'm going to put my power plant up here. I'll start with another manual generator in this area. And stealing here towards the laboratory. Let's look at oxygen. We're okay right now. But we'll probably want to get an electrolyzer in this zone. Make these 2 machines a little bit lower priority. We can always do those after. And we're still looking for some buried objects. We've got our new research station. So we still have this one available. I'm going to put in a light source. We use the lab flask. Put that right there. Got some batteries. I'm going to put a manual generator right there. Got this bin here for storing dirt. And that actually has 2 purposes. First of all, obviously the micro mushers, but also it's going to have a close location for the research station to be filled. And then we've got our micro mushers close to this pitcher pump, close to the dirt container. And we also will have a supercomputer right here. This is kind of a funny shaped laboratory. Needed to be 32 in size. That's why I'm digging out down here. But I want to put an electrolyzer here in the future. That's why I'm kind of doing that. Get our supercomputer in. Let's check on these guys. Okay, so they've dug this out. I see more calories, so we've got some pike apple. Not a lot, but may have consumed some. And we're down here. Area with carbon dioxide. Maybe what we'll do, we'll definitely get access to that oxylite. Some plants down here. Both ready to be harvested. Actually, I'm going to open up paths in multiple directions. All various plants that can be harvested. Sureberry. Less than a cycle to the next stoop arrives, so we're focusing on getting another cot in this barracks. There's also a plant up here. We can get up there and harvest that for some food. And that is the end of cycle 5, just about. Open this up for airflow. This is cycle 6. Starting off, digging some igneous rock. That's just going to make it easier to complete the last little bit of ladder. But I'm also going to take advantage of the fact that there's a bit of oxygen down here right now. Later on there won't be. It'll be carbon dioxide. So let's start getting some buried objects while that's the case. So we've got our micro musher going in. We're also going to have a manual generator installed. And I figured an oxygen diffuser at this location probably makes a lot of sense. A little bit of area here for carbon dioxide to go into. Make sure we get a tile there. I see that's going to be a problem in the future. These dupes digging out around here. Let's get them to focus on getting into the zone where miner is going, so we can get some of these guys harvested, so they can start regrowing. And we'll just make our way up, looking for buried objects. 16,000 calories. 13,000 over here. So these guys are just maintaining their calories. It almost seems as they're digging out and increase. These guys are going up, which is really nice. Pick that up because I don't want that phlox consuming our food. I think there was that thing was double harvested, almost looked like. Right, what else do we got? We can go in here. Some more buried objects. Still can't dig through granite yet. Hold on. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay, miners down here. They're going to have to go all the way up if they want their ability. Yeah, let's give that to them. Hard digging. Scientist, going to get them to get advanced research. Engineer, I'm going to give improved tinkering and electrical engineering, but they're not going to use that right now, so there's no point in that. Chef, I'm going to give them grilling, but not until we actually have everything ready to go. We almost do. Oh, we have a laboratory. I didn't design this light in such a way that I can turn it on and off. Yeah. Okay, how about we do this type of thing? So I can do that. But, let's have a look. I'm thinking the next thing I want to research. Either the large jumbo batteries or maybe some of the oxygen pump. Just to be prepared for when we get an electrolyzer. In fact, we can even set that together right there. We are ready for another dupe. Okay. Any chance it's going to be any one of these guys? Almost have to think about this guy. I don't think that's going to be good enough for us, so I'll do a reload. So we've got our next dupe. This is a veterinarian interested in supply, ranching obviously, and suit wearing. They're uncultured. They are iron gut injury resistant, so getting sick is less likely. And they can't use the research or do any decorating. That's completely fine. Double checking, we've got a cot for them. Let's throw them in a schedule. Let's see. This one would be good. And I'm going to hold off on giving them their skill because, well, they can't do critter ranching just yet anyway. No point giving them farming. I'm going to go down here so we can get access to some water. Get a wire connected on that pump. And we're going to start sending this to an electrolyzer that we set up right there, or we're going to be setting that up. These guys searching for some buried objects. I've got a path for them to go once they're done up there so that we can harvest this guy. I decided the next priority should be getting in here. A little bit of hydrogen should be fine. I'm gonna do a bioscan. Rancher will do that. We'll start digging out in this direction. Figure the sooner we get introduced to some more behemoths, or mammoths, the better. Because they can start roaming around, potentially producing an egg. Get over there. Mine are coming in to help. They'll be needed because I see some granite. I think it might be time. Hold on. We've got some polluted water. Let me just check where that came from. Looks like engineer has food poisoning. I was just worried that the outhouse wasn't available. So we'll do some mopping up to there. We'll leave this area alone. Just mop up where dupes are going to be going through more often. Veterinarian working on that. Miner exposing this area. Okay, this has given us at least that one critter there. We're not going to be able to get through because I can't dig through bissolite. Though I could go through this area if I wanted to. That might make sense, and there might be a... Oh, there's another one. Excellent. So we've got introduced... Oh, third one. Awesome. Okay, that was definitely... That little detour was worth it. For sure. I'm going to go over here to get a little bit of food. Actually, we might be introduced to another wild critter or two. So we go in this direction. Maybe we'll make that a priority. So those guys can do that in the morning or when they wake up. Getting some pipes installed. Let's make that normal priority so we can get 4 of these guys together. How about we make our first mush bar? We'll try this out. Let's go to priority. I want to make sure Chef does most of the cooking, or if not all. Cooking. Let's take everyone else down. $12,000 calories. The micro mushers going in. We've got some water. Oh, we don't have power on that electrolyzer. We can do some research. So we've got, I think it was air pumps or gas pumps that we have. Let's do a hydrogen generator next. I think we should just go forever on that. Copy the settings here. Apply that on those two. So these guys are getting down this direction. Okay, another wild critter. Awesome. Could even start poking in to see what geysers we have. Wouldn't take too much. I think there was one down here that we're still waiting for some ladders. Chef is producing some food on the micro musher. Going from machine to machine. So that's giving us a little bit of calories there. Let's see, just have a look now to see what I'll get the rest of the dupes to do. Over here, just about to reach this plume squash. Got that set to harvest, but having miner go up here, first thing we're doing is digging out some granite. And then once we have some granite here, we're going to build a ladder, granite going up. Just realized we've got 2 research stations. Scientist, I want to relocate you on that one. We'll take this one out. So our electrolyzer is starting to run. Opening up this area down here. Figure we'll scoot some water underneath all of this. Oh, hold on. Let me get that light on for you there, scientist. They're not feeling the best either. So now we've got some granite up on top of the base. So we'll build a ladder of granite going up here. Some more buried objects, I see. There's our bloom squash. 4,000 calories, 21,000 calories here. We've started cooking and we're at 16,000. Let's up the priority of that guy. Engineering putting that together for us. Copy settings. There, now we've got 4 of these things to load. Engineer putting in some dirt. Rancher took the long way up around here. Now we're going back down. We'll get half going up. We'll make this the focus for the next little bit. Over here, they have cleared out a path going this way, so we'll continue that. We'll put a tile here temporarily, and then open this up. And have that water swoosh all the way over here. See some power that can be cut there. We'll let Shaft produce one more piece of mush bar, and then we're going to stop, because I see Engineer here. Chef is laboriously making some micro mushers, and I'd rather have them do something else. So let's turn that off for now. We'll see if we can produce food by looking for it. And buried objects. That, at the same time, at least would allow us to also explore a bit more. Got some wild plants up here. Buried objects, muck roots. hold off. We're going to wait on that one. So we're going to send water in once Chef is cleared this out. Got a plan here to get up and access this guy. Because one scientist has field research, we can actually start dropping material. That would be quite interesting. And I, of course, want to have that dropped off right here. Or rather, dropped off right here rather than all the way up here. To make it convenient. We're also getting over here. I see some plants that we can harvest. I just gotta figure out how to get up and down. Let's put in a ladder here. That's given us a critter. Awesome. Shine bugs. Up here as well. So we got these two guys, which we had earlier. Harvesting, are you? Really? It says they are harvesting pike apple. Oh no, they are looking for, they're grabbing some food to eat. Mine are going up here, so we're going to make an S path up and then build a ladder to get up and down afterwards. We are now ready to put a tile right here. That means we can open this up. We'll do that at priority. Let me just bump veterinarian, see if they'll do that for us. There we are. So, before we let them leave the area, we'll get that knocked out as well. So there's some water washing down here. It's going to allow us to start to get into this area, because this is where I want to put the future barracks. And then we'll put a latrine down underneath it. Let's check on these guys. Oh, we can't get up here. Alright, hold on. To get some local granite before we build that, though. Just before Miner goes over there, I'm going to bump them in this direction. See if I can get them to dig this out first. Where are you heading? Hungry? Okay. Alright, well, they can do that later then. But there's 2 wild plants, plus a good amount of oxylite. Oh no. Oh no. Phlox is in here. And they're above a plant. Which one do I want to keep? We're going to make a path there to that oxylite nonetheless. What do I do in this situation? I'm going to do a harvest first. And we'll probably let the critter escape. Just waiting for this water to drain out as much as possible, and then we'll start mopping up. Trying to decide what should I prioritize, barracks or latrine? I already have a barracks, though we need a spot for another cot if we want to use this one. Probably not down there in the carbon dioxide pit. How long do we have? Half a cycle. I think we can do that, because we don't actually need to have that ready for the dupe. That dupe is going to have another cycle. On top of that, let's get out here and build our latrine then. Let's start mopping up. As well as mopping up right here. Getting rid of that tile once more. And we'll get a floor for this room going across. Some doors in here. Alright, let's get that mopped up. Get a floor here to a latrine. Maybe without that bump. These doors can be opened, but I want this built. Actually, make that a priority. Don't want any shine bugs in here, or dupes are going to be sleeping. Hurry, engineer, come on. There, we should be fine. One on the latrine, of course, we're going to have a wash basin. You can make that out of sandstone, sitting right there. And we'll get some outhouses. Hold on, just want to have a look where we are with the next dew point. 2 cycles. Again, we don't have to have this ready right when they arrive. Miner is exploring this direction. Oh, we've got another wild critter we found. Awesome. That was definitely worth the path up there. Let's have a look at the skill. Let's see. Oh, chef, we're going to give you your grilling. Hold off on everyone else. Although I am curious about scientists. Okay, a little bit more to go, because once they get their field research ability, we can actually enable this. So that doesn't need to be rushed, but still want to get up there. And we are ready for another dupe. I don't think it's going to be any of these guys, and I'll go choose someone else. Got 2 dupes to choose from that are interested in supply and building. I'm favoring this one because they're handy. So we will introduce Builder to our base. This one is not super ideal, but I'm going to give Builder. They're the only... Let's see. The only dupe over here that can do hard digging. That we can give them the ability to go up and go through a little bit of granite. We want to go up now and open a spot for that hydrogen to pool. Builder introducing themselves to everyone. This is going to be their cot. So we're going to go up first. Get hydrogen into a hydrogen generator. And then we're going to go, I think... over there to seal this area off. Just a little bit. Oh, engineering, you're stuck, aren't you? Alright, let's make a priority of getting that built. And I've got a path over here to look for some buried objects so we can get a little bit more calories before I have to turn this system on, though I'll probably be turning that on pretty soon. See if we can get to the top up here. Let's go to priorities, find builder. Get them to focus on digging since they're the only one that can dig through granite. Some food. Buried objects. So we've got a latrine on this base. Builder has found... Oh, that's right. Didn't put them in the custom schedule. Okay, I guess they can stay there with Chef. Let's see what... let's get rid of this outhouse. I want people to use the latrine. And that is cycle 10. I think I'm going to have a view of what I'm going to do from this point on, but yeah, just give me a moment. I think we'll finish it here. So that is it for today. Finishing off getting a ladder going up. Research-wise, how about we get the rock crusher? I'm thinking this is going to work out much better than last time. Ironically, I was kind of given more difficult thing to work with, snazzy suits instead of warm coats. Just one warm coat from those 4. But that gave me the idea of getting to the teleporter. So even with less warm coats, I think this might be better if I can do things correctly. Let's just do a quick health check. Looking at a few rooms. We got a latrine, laboratory, several barracks. We're probably going to combine all those together. Over here, both a latrine and a barracks. oxygen-wise, these guys are looking pretty good, actually. A little bit of carbon dioxide down there. That's why I did some digging early on, because I knew that was going to happen. Over here, we are producing some oxygen, a little bit of carbon dioxide there. Hydrogen is starting to pile up. Let's just continue our path up like that so that we can take advantage of that. Actually, let's look at that to keep going. But yeah, definitely be taking advantage of that. Overall, stress, veterinarian for some reason, and chef. I'm going to get better accommodations, maybe a great hall at some point, but I think the next priority is the hydrogen generator. The other thing is, still got that area on my mind. But anyway, what's your thoughts? Is this better than the last playthrough? Where am I going to be on cycle 40? I'm hoping a lot better than the first trial. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next time where I continue build this out and hopefully make a world over here that is a lot better than last time. Because I think the key difference is there was a lot of stress in the last episode or last series getting up to melting the ice. At this point, things seem pretty easy. But I have to keep in mind, this is all the water I have. Well, there's a couple other places, so I do have to think about where I'm going to go beyond this particular small little asteroid. Hopefully, I will see you guys next time. Until then.